Evening, everybody. Don't know if anybody's here, but we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, hello. If you're coming in late, welcome. My name is Ben. It's Ben's Brick Designs. Today, we're going to be working on the Austin FC Q2 Stadium. The big one. The small one is just waiting for pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and work on the big one. Because I'm going to fix this real quick. Display capture. I want a window capture instead, so give me 1 second. Because I don't want to... we'll do that. We can flip back and forth. It's fine. So, I'm kind of stymied about where to go next with this. Because it's just a big stadium and there's a lot of moving parts and how to approach this. So I thought maybe I would try to do the field. The problem is there's no good like above the field directly. That's a pretty good one. Look at the stadium. So this is going to be kind of the south end. These are the apartments. Let me check on something else real quick. All right. So yeah, that's a good look at that. This will give us a good idea of like where to set up the field markers and the goals and such. Not perfect though. The goal's going to come out a little bit and there's a little bit of room behind it. So if we're looking at something like this, this is kind of the same shape as the other side. So we can try to do that. Now I'm basing this off the idea that the field, if we look at it here, goes to the edge here, and there's sideline stuff, so there's, without it being all marked up and like actual people playing on it, it's hard to tell. These are like renders and... What's up, Subsidious? How's it going? I know I should be using DuckDuckGo searches, but I'm going to try to do some Google images. So we can give this little bit, like a little bit of, I don't know if this is the size and shape of it. I'm kind of hoping that we can determine how big it is based off the interior markings. But you can see kind of there's a good amount of space between the out of bounds line, which has a name and I forget what it is. And then there's a little side thing so people can walk around. And there's a goal on the end line, and then the penalty box, and then the goal box, or the goal box and the penalty box. So yeah, it's going to be pretty big. So each of these, you can see the size that I'm going to do for the seats at least, is going to be, I don't know if you can see that from here. We'll probably get a good view. So the story behind this one is that somebody saw, wow, I'm surprised I can't see it in here. Somebody saw a version of this, the smaller one, and was like, hey, I should post this on the... Oh, that's pretty good. How big is that? Oh, this may be perfect. Of course. It says it's 5,000 by whatever, but... Dang it. Can I not... somebody who knows somebody with the team was like, oh, that's really cool what this guy did. I'm going to post it in the general Slack channel instead of just the Lego version and say, hey, look what this guy did. And he's a friend of a guy that I know in the Lego group, in our Lego group. And this dude is also friend of like the president of the team. So he's like, I'm going to talk to him. We need to get this done. We need to get this out there. What is your vision for this? And what is all your stuff for this? And I told him, I was like, I want to get it built. You know, it's going to be a big project. It's going to be like room size. It's going to, you know, going to have a lot going on. It's going to take a long time to design it. But, let's see. This looks like it could be about 4 rows of seats. So let's do that. And so he's like, I'm going to be talking to the president of the team tonight. He and I are friends. We're old friends. I'm going to be talking at this event tonight. So I'll talk to him about it. What do we need to tell him? And I'm like, what do you think we need to tell him? Like, I'm going to do this regardless. Trying to think if 1x8 tiles are going to be not, we'll make this a nice corner and then we'll just see if it works the other way. So he basically pitched it to him and he's like, this dude's building the stadium out of Lego and ideally we'd like to have it displayed somewhere, like in the park, you know, or in the stadium, maybe in one of the clubs or something. And the guy thought it was a good idea. And I was trying to tell him how much it will cost because a project like this is not cheap. And he's like, all right. And I kind of gave him a ballpark figure because I'm like, all right, I've done another thing this big and it cost about this much. So I'm guessing this will cost similar. And there's ways to get these parts, but you got to do them like a year at a time, and it's only if they're available, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, and this is kind of where I probably lost it, but I was like, also, I would like a place to be able to build it, and probably be better to do 6. I was like, I can't do this to my wife again where I have this giant thing in our house forever. And he's like, you mean like an art studio? And I'm like, well, not really. Just, yeah, it does take time. I actually have 14,000 cheese wedges, green cheese wedges. I need to get more because I have dark green, or I have green and dark green, but I don't have bright green, and it's hard to see. Like the lighting in this is weird. I got to turn it around or something. So I need to get another bag of those. So he talked to him and he said it was a good idea, and you know, that's kind of the last I heard about it. Because, I mean, there's nothing really to do at this point. It's not even designed. Don't have the pieces. I'll just keep plugging away on it. And eventually, you know, maybe there'll be a new team president or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was cool. I got really excited for half a second, and then I was like, oh, I'm never going to hear from this guy again. I was a little upset because I'm waiting on pieces for the small version over here, and it is just agonizingly slow. And I was kind of hoping to have it for Bricks Colleen this weekend, but turns out they won't be here for another like 2-3 weeks. So, kind of bummed about that. And I doubt I'll be ordering international shipping again. And this is not a dig on the seller. This is a dig on just shipping in general. It's just a pain in the butt. I'm not ever going to be able to get anything from overseas that doesn't take apparently 2 months to get. So how big in feet do you think this will be? Well, this is going to be... So far, this is 92 inches long, which is 7 and some feet. This is already 7 feet. Just that. So, and then there's, I mean, this is just the seats right here. There's another group of seats here. Then there's a whole concourse behind each one. And then do I put the surrounding walkways around it and all the... So here's the problem is it's not like, I don't know if you can tell from here, but here's like the walkway. Here's the concourse around it, right? You can see all the people right here. When you walk up to it, you can kind of see it here. It is, this is a better picture. So it's a very gradual walk up to these areas right here. The gates right here. This is a very gradual, like a little hill. And then this area around it becomes the lip of the crater that is the field. So it builds up to this thing, and then the field's back down into a crater that is like where the parking lot level is, kind of thing. So they did like kind of sculpt a little bit into the ground, but that makes it hard for you to do a design of it. And how much of this exterior stuff do you include? Do you include this nice walkway with all these trees? This little thing over here was kind of like an amphitheater. There's like people who play music right here. There's like a retention pond over here. And then the back of this is just parking lot and nothing, right? So it's like, how much of that do you include? When I was doing the actual stadium, or the smaller stadium, I went as far as like this building here and just kind of made a perimeter. And I think I'll probably do something similar like this. We'll see. But got to figure out how big it's going to be first. That's going to be too big. Oh, nope. Yeah, don't even bother with non-USA brick link vendors. Not because the vendors with the time. Yeah, the seller was great communication-wise. Very, very good. I admire anyone whose command of the English language is as good as mine, and it's not their native language. So let's do MLS football field dimensions. Let's get a little information. Austin FC. Well, I don't need to know that. Team benches. Okay. Game day rosters, don't care about that. Game clock, nope. Nope. The match will be played on a field that remains the same size throughout the MLS regular season. The playing field will be at minimum 7 yards wide by 110 yards long. Okay, that doesn't tell me measurements. I mean, I could measure out 110. I could do it by studs and see what we get, but this is like 30. That's already 128 studs. So that would be, I need Darth Designer in here with his ratio math. And I also don't want to build out the stadium. What I could do is build the stadium around it, given that this is the size of the one section, and then just build the field inside it when it's done. I don't know. Let's just put some stuff out here for now. Let's go the middle of here. That looks about right. Right? And about 4 rows over. Okay. And then the other side, about the same. I need to finish this. How many studs is this now? This is 1 plate's worth. So 4, 5 minus 32, 27. Oh, although I could just do. It doesn't seem the same. Let's just do that for now. I don't know how wide it goes to the next. I'm sure there's a ratio, some golden ratio. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, that's going to be a multi-year project, I'm sure. This is one of those where I'm just resigned to the fact that this is going to take a while. I don't know if you know about me doing the state capitol here. If you've seen that. But that was another fun thing to order. That was all tan and sand green. And to this day, I still get a little tweaked over how much tan I may need in a set. Maybe a bit wide. Maybe not. Okay, let's go a little bit in here. And then, do I have a natural break in here? I can do. Let's just make it. It's pretty good, actually. I think it comes out a little bit more, though. Let's give it another 2. The Texas State Capitol was 63,000 pieces. I say 65 because the model itself in the software said 63 something. And then I still think that's probably not big enough. But we'll see. And I don't know how much that was because I think we got a lot of the parts were donated. A lot of it was bought by an entity that I don't remember apparently because I asked about it and they're like, we didn't pay for that. So I don't know if that's just them being weirdly shady about it or just me not remembering, but I think it was about $6,000 total. for all the parts. So but it was fun. Is that the outside of that? Nope. Just the inside. Okay. And now it has a permanent home in the visitor center downtown. And it'll be there for a few years, I'm sure. They keep asking me every couple years or it's been 3 years, but like every 2 years. And then again, last year, they're like, would you like to renew your loan? I'm like, it's yours. Keep it. I don't care how long it's here, you know. I don't want it back. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be a problem. One of these is going to be not exactly... So we're just going to have to kind of deal with that. It's going to be off by 1 stud. At least for now. And then at some point we're going to need to do circles, which I think we're just going to have to do with tiles or 1x1 plates or something. Hope this being off by 1 stud doesn't make it look bad. So if you're in the Central Texas area or Dallas-Fort Worth area, tomorrow or doesn't look terrible. I don't know. I can kind of tell it's off. I don't know. Bricks Colleen starts Saturday. Please come and say hello to all the fine people who are bringing their stuff, their mods, or their mocks. I will be there starting tomorrow. Yeah, it does look pretty good. I'm excited. Let's do 1. Nope. And then 1. And then that. And then that. And this. And this. Okay, so 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, and then 1, oops, 2, 3, and then 1. Half circle. That was pretty good. Let's see what else looks good. Saw the trailer for Willow. That looks fantastic. Let's see. What did I just read? I don't know that I saw anything else. I mean, we're all waiting for Andor next week. So that'll be fun. Can I just select those pieces and move them over here? Yep. So Andor is going to be good. Well, Andor is going to be out and fun. Bad Batch is pushed to the end of whatever. Tales of the Jedi is coming out next year, next May, something like that. All right, so it's hard to tell, but I think this is actually smaller than this circle because I think this circle is supposed to be the same size as that. So let's go back to here and make this a little smaller. Yeah, I hope we get a Lego set too. That'd be great. Yep. So let's move this all in. Let's get rid of 2 of these and do 4. And get rid of 1 of these. Willow looks fun. So I made this comment about Tales of the Jedi because I'm a huge Tales of the Jedi fan. That's better. From way back in the day when it was a Dark Horse comic and it told the story of Ulick Qel-Drama and it was his brother or something. I don't remember his brother's name. Like Caden or something. And the Frida Nad uprisings and Exar Kun. It told the story of Exar Kun. So it was really, really neat. And can I just, make this big circle kind of come out here. Fix this somehow. So when I heard they were doing Tales of the Jedi, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And it wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. It kind of looked like Clone Wars 2.0 or something. Or Clone Wars 0.5. Come on, give me an overhead. Okay. Oh yeah, like at all, everything pre whatever it was absolutely annihilated when Disney took over. But I was kind of hopeful. I'm like, well, they did Visions, and Visions is all new stories. Visions is what like Tales of the Jedi was to me. How do I make this more of a circle? This is a square. Is it raining? I wasn't expecting any rain for like a week. Yeah. It sure sounds like it's raining, but there's no radar or anything. Weird. So that was one of my first mocks. Was the ship from Tales of the Jedi. It was a Nebulon Ranger. And I looked forever because I didn't have the comic anymore, and so I found the art for it, and the art doesn't really give you a good example of like where all the bits are. You know, it's a comic book drawing. It's kind of sketchy. It's not the same every time. So I contacted Tom Vieck, the author, and I was like, "Do you know who did the artwork for that?" And he said, "Yes, it's this guy, but I don't know if you can get a hold of him." And I was like, really rad that I was talking to this guy. But then he's like, "You know what? I found out that somebody made a model of it. Like they did a full-on thing, and you may be able to get him to, you know." But just looking that guy's name up, I found the ship, and I was able to build it off of that. It's really rad. Oh, man. Yeah, I bet. That's really rad. Oh, that's cool. That's super fun. I want to make this easier for me, but I don't know what... This is like an IQ thing. Maybe if I just get rid of those and those and those. It's like make this shape into a square. Make this without moving any pieces. Make this shape into a circle. Yeah, it sure sounded like it was just raining out there just a second ago. Huh. All right. Well, that looks like a circle. I did my fill of toy packaging. That's pretty cool. All right. So we're going to take out one. Oh. So let's take out one of those. One of those. And then to compensate, we take out one of these. So, toy packaging as in you design blister packs for things? The power of the Force. I want to make it go the other way. I think it comes out technically midnight. That's too big. Maybe not. No, it's too big. Okay, well, let's just... No, let's take it over here. We can work on this. So we'll take out another one of these. Oh, no, the whole thing went away. Another one of those, another one of those, another one of those, another one of those. They come out, yeah, I think they come out at like midnight or 11 p.m. or 3 in the morning or something. It's something overnight. Like if you wake up early enough, you can watch it. What's up, Brad? Long time, man. How's it going? Nope. Is that too big? That is too big. I'm just gonna have to redo the whole thing. That's really cool, man. I feel like we're in the presence of greatness, and you're on my stupid little stream here. Okay, so this circle has to basically go on the inside here. Okay, so we're gonna take anything, gonna build it out. Right? Yeah, from the inside. Okay. So from right here, gonna do that, that, that. And then we're gonna, so we get the same ratio. Do that. Whoops. And just turn it. Make sure it is the same distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. All right, so is this down the middle then? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh man, the poster of Anakin with his, like, the little Anakin with his Vader shadow, that, like, made my day. Oh, cool. Nice. I have tomorrow off because I'm going to go to Bricks Colleen. And do some stuff. It'll be fun. I'll be there with all my Lego people. Almost. It was almost good. 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, and then 2, 2. Another 2. Nope. Let's do 3, and then 2, and then 2, and then 1, 1, 1, and then 2, and then 3. So it should make sense. It's not making sense. Yes, I'm bringing the same stuff that I brought to Brick Rodeo. So 60 microfighters, the big monochrome base, the theme bent Star Wars figures. I thought about bringing the, like, half done Q2, but I think that would make me sad. And then the owl, and I think that's it. And then I've got to bring a bunch of, since I'm the ambassador, I have to bring a bunch of, not because I'm the ambassador, but because I have lug assets. I'm going to be bringing some collections of like 10 or so sets in case we do any games. We can hand those out as prizes. I knew a guy, and I don't think you know him, but he is an artist that I kind of befriended doing these cartoons. These cartoon drawings where we would draw hobos. There was a John Hodgman book called The Area of My Expertise, and maybe this needs to be bigger. Let's do 6, and then we can do 6, and then we can do 3, and then 2, and then 3, and then 2. And it still doesn't make any sense. I think because I'm off by 1 somewhere. So this group of cartoonists was like, there was a guy on Boing Boing, Mark Frauenfelder, who was like, you know, it'd be great after the book came out. So I'm jumping ahead. In the book, John Hodgman, who, and I don't know if you know who John Hodgman is, but it's this book that was kind of like a Poor Richard's Almanac, and but a lot of the facts were made up. They were not true facts. They were fictional, fun facts. Okay, so that does match up. I just have to figure out. Okay. But at some point in it, he starts talking about hobo culture, right? Of the itinerant workers of the 20s and 30s. And there's a whole big thing about like their society and their traits and their the way they communicated and all this kind of stuff. And after a time, he wrote 700 hobo names, which took 10 pages or something to read through all of them. And at one point, Jonathan Colton recorded some background music, and John Hodgman read them all. And I forget where I found the audio for this. This was like kind of pre-YouTube. Like I want to say it was like I don't. It wasn't pre-YouTube. Anyway, it was a while ago. So I found this audio and just thought it was the funniest thing ever. And then the guy from Boing Boing was like, it'd be hilarious. Like 1 or 2 people drew cartoons of it. And this guy was like, would it be great if we got cartoons from all over the country, or a bunch of, basically what he said was like a few cartoonists to draw all 700 of these hobo names. And a few people ran with it. And the one guy who actually ended up doing all of them was this guy named Adam Coford. And Adam, he goes by Ape Lad online, and he was like one of the driving forces behind this whole thing. It became like a huge Flickr group, and there was hundreds of people drawing all kinds of stuff. And so I got to know a lot of these guys, a lot of these cartoonists, and they're all very cool people. Adam got a job with Disney, but he was doing, that's way out there. I think he was working with Pixar, and I think he was just doing like maybe character design or something. He's got his own comic strip too that he does called Laugh Out Loud Cats or Lolcats. And it's these 2 little hobo cats, and it's their escapades, right? So he combined like hobos and his drawings and lolcats and whatever. So it's very cool. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I was involved. So I did my share of, hobo drawings. I got maybe 70 or so, but it was quite a feat. I think this all needs to go out one more. Trying to make a circle out of Lego. Didn't know it was going to be this hard. And this needs to come in one more. Anyway, I say all that to say that I knew a guy who worked at Disney. He was one of these guys who, like, I think he grew up near the theme park. So he was there all the time anyway. And I think, like, his being around the culture and everything kind of made it so he was just able to get in real easily. Okay, that's good. See, that doesn't look big enough, though. Maybe that's because this isn't big enough. Maybe that needs to be bigger. Oh well, I'm gonna save it for now. What's up, Kodiak? How's it going? Oh no problem, man. You do you. That is glorious and benevolent of you to take care of somebody like that. So well done. All right, so yay, we got a field. I still think that circle needs to be bigger. But it also may mean that this needs to be bigger because I'm basing it off of that measurement. All right, so what's next? So the reason I haven't finished this little section yet is because I'm just confused about how I'm going to make it work. This whole thing, I'm confused about how I'm going to make this whole thing work. You can see that it's these snot bricks stacked in a wall that's just going to hang from a thing and just kind of fall down like that, but that it's also going to mean that you can push in the middle of it and it all collapses. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to get this ATX to look like that. And if you look at any photos with that, I hate to recap every time I do this, but I'm kind of rethinking my process as well. You can see how it's pretty tall because the seats are at an angle, and it's the seats are taller than they are wide. That makes sense, but they're also overlapping, which I can't really do. So the best I can do, I think, is with these cheese wedges to make it look like seats, but then you have to get them spaced a little farther apart. I tried doing just flat with the cheese wedges and it looked squished. Like even this is not the same, like this doesn't look like that at all. I'm not super happy with it, but I don't have any other ideas on how to spread it out like that. Oh, here's a pretty good shot. Yeah, it could be taller even, right? You can see like from about that angle. But I went and counted all the seats. And so I'm sticking with this. It's spread out. You can tell because when you put these two together, it's a little taller. Now I could put plates in between each one of these and it would make it taller still. And I don't think it would ruin the image too much because the cheese slopes are kind of sticking up. They'd be able to cover some of that distance. So this technique I'm keeping. I wouldn't even mind like doing yeah, jumper plates would be good. Actually, let's explore that. I don't know if I've tried that. Because I was trying to do some Technic break. This is me like working on it over here, I think last time. So the whole reason, and yeah, you can see the whole reason. No, that's not what I was doing. So I need one of these snot bricks. Because it'll have a bit of distance, whereas like a regular brick won't. Or a regular plate won't. So I could even add more, is what I was saying, in making it a little taller by putting more in there. Is that bright green? Doesn't look very bright. So I'm wondering, and then if you look at it from like the angle, if it's still like, yeah, because you can see a little bit of the in-between here, so that may be worth looking into too. So the other thing was what? Off-centered, or yeah, I counted each seat. We've gone to the stadium a few times when we were, so I'm part of the supporter group, the Los Verdes supporter group. Los Verdes. Oh, I gotta show you guys something. I'll be right back. So I have super creative friends. My ex-wife and her wife they're running a company now. They got a website where they're selling patches. But one of them is an artist and like went to school for graphic design and commercial design and stuff like that. So she's very good with art and stuff. So we get along because we combine our art efforts and do stuff. You wear battle vests over your jersey, and battle vests are like those old, your sleeveless punk jackets with like spikes and patches and pins and stuff like that of like bands you like and shows you've been to and things like that. So our supporter group has taken it upon themselves they all wear these battle vests too, and you put, everybody finds soccer badges and things like that. So I got one where I spray painted the symbol of the team on the back of mine, and then they made this Lego patch. So it's Austin FC. So they made this Lego patch, and then the front patches are Mandalorian, and then Homer in a big old moo-moo. And then that one's like a store-bought one you get at the MLS store or whatever. But they did this one, the Homer. It was really funny. And then they just did one for, there's a player on the team named Musa Jite, and everyone calls him Moose. And he had a hat trick of goals. It's Austin FC's first hat trick. They're only 2 years old. So, yeah, that brick is real cool. I was going somewhere with this. Doesn't matter. Maybe the brick, something about the brick. Anyway, I'm excited to wear that because I'm kind of the supporter group. No, wasn't going anywhere with that. Because I'm part of the supporter group, they do a thing called a tifo, which is an Italian word meaning like fervor, fandom, right? Like a real intense fandom of something. And they celebrate it by making these giant, what's up, Missy? How's it going? They make these giant paintings, right? Like tarps over fields size paintings. These are as tall as the stadium is almost, right? And it takes like months to paint a single one. And they have volunteers come and do it. But then they also have banners that they put up in the stadiums before the games. in the supporter section, and so they always need volunteers to come and help them hang up the banner. So you get to go into the stadium a little bit, like you can't just wander around, but you get access to the stadium. So the last few times I went, I'm like taking pictures and kind of like measuring stuff. I'm like, oh, that's that angle, and this is how many. And I like literally walked the seats, and I was like, okay, there's 37 here, and I walked up and I was like, there's 27 that way, and I had my little notepad app, and I'm keeping track. So yeah, this is the correct number of seats for this area. So, and the other thing is too, like, I may want to keep the cost down, so there may be a better way to do this, but if it's more expensive, you know, I don't necessarily want to do it. But so for jumpers, let's get a big plate and simulate like a big section. So let's say I was doing a 8x16. That's a good section of plate, right? If I wanted it to be about as far apart as this, let's flatten this out so we can tell. So I want it to be about that far apart. Okay. So if I just take these and put them here, and then I take these and put them here, like a missing tooth. And then I'm gonna be mad if that's all I have to do is like space them a little bit. What's the angle of this? About that. It's gonna be hard to look at it. So that may be too much. I don't know. That may actually not be too bad. If you're looking at it dead on like that, if you're looking at it a little bit above, like I don't have any idea what this looks like above. I got something where it's above it, where I can see it. Yeah, maybe. Y'all, you should see. Okay, I'm gonna flex for Missy a little bit. I don't know. Do you guys follow Missy on Instagram? Did you post your gingerbread house? It was really rad. See, it's hard to tell, but I don't think you can see the gray in between the seats here. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm being too picky, and this is gonna be. Oh, you know what? If you did, then guess what we're going to do? If you haven't seen it yet. No, come on. Is it the Texas? Yeah. Look how cute. It's so cute. Like, I love all this. Like, I didn't even see the inside of it. I was kind of standing in the back. The inside's got, like, the gingerbread or the French toast floors. And then the Minecraft countertop. Oh, my God. It's so good. Yeah. It's so great. Look at that light. This is the kind of stuff I wish I was better at, is, like, this little bitty... like all the little nooks and crannies of a mock of like a building or something like that. It's just so great. The funny part was a friend of ours, another lug member, I guess a friend, had a little melted snowman, and he just kind of had, you know, coincidentally put it right next to this. So it looked like evolution of a snowman. It was pretty funny. Yeah. So if you don't follow, Missy on Instagram, you should. She does good stuff. That's a chocolate bathtub and that's a shower head. That's so great. So now I'm like second guessing myself to where that may honestly not be too bad. it still feels like too far apart. I almost feel like the seats are a lot taller than that. You know, like it would work better. Like it would work better as bricks, but bricks don't look as individual. See, this is the stuff I wish I'd figured out by now. The other thing is, do they make all these bricks in these colors? I think they do, and one of them is really expensive. Yeah, 9 cents, 5 cents, 50 cents. And there's not really another, I mean, there's that, but that's not the same. That's too bright. There's Fabuland green. I think this is what I used in the small stadium, and that's 3 cents. That may be too bright. But that's what I used in this. No, that's just bright green. I don't know, man. So if you stack a bunch of these and then you have to randomize them. I don't know if it looks the same. It's got the same feel as the seats. Yeah, that'll add up fast if you've got... So it's a 20,000 seat stadium. And let's just average... Let's say you get 20,000 bricks. And you're going to get them significantly less than this, because I would order these at during lug bulk or something, where they don't even, sometimes they don't even register as a cost. Like it says 1 cent per brick, but it's actually like 0.7 cents per brick or something. I don't know, man. See, and the thing is, these would be taller. So it would, the seats would look better. Yeah, I wonder if I'm overthinking this. Because the other thing is, I could do these in these colors, right? And 4 cents. Man, why is Fabuland so cheap? Or that green. Why is that green so cheap? Is it Minecraft? Did they make a lot of this in Minecraft or something? I could use these and then, you know, put them in here to be like anchors for stuff behind it. That is a different green, yo. What is that? That's bright green. Okay, I just want green. Yeah, so then you can anchor it behind it a little bit like that, and you can have it sit on hinges, or you could have it sit on clips or something. Might be a little more sturdy. See now I want to like go back and like do this whole section, but with all that. And I don't know if that's the right color or not. It kind of looks like it would be better, maybe. Looks like there's a really light green. Is there even a lighter green than this? Nope. That might actually be better. And you could always just... Missy, you're going to Colleen? I think I asked you this, and you said you were, but just to look. Something like that. Okay. Thing, please and thank you. You ever one of those days where like your mouse clicks just kind of go plunk and they're just off a little bit? I think that's the right angle. Nope, a little further back. Okay, well now I hate myself because I'm going to have to rebuild this all. But that actually might work better. And, oh, you know what sucks? I have 14,000 frickin' cheese wedges. Time to do some seed parts for people. Hey, you looking to juice up your landscaping a bit? Throw some cheese wedges on there. Throw some green... cheese wedges on there. All right, so if we were to do that with this, let's go ahead and save it. So the easiest thing to do will be to, it's not going to be that hard. It's just, you got to know the numbers. So there's like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dark green. And I can do all this on just flat. Seven dark green and I think it's light green that goes around it. Or Fabulan green in this case. I think the ideal thing is to be a plate. Because if I'm angling a plate like this, there's less chance that it can push and break if there's a lot of it, like a lot of stuff stacked. If I do bricks, it's going to be weak unless I shore it up somehow, like the entirety of the thing. Yeah, I was just thinking that. So this is like my proof of concept, I think, for like the colors and how it would look. But I think what I really need to do is be like, all right, ground up. just do it like a 3D printer and just like build up. Because I also have to think about, okay, it can be 10 inches by 10 inches, right? Build 10-inch cubes so it's easy to move, right? We can put all these in those 10-inch boxes and number them and ship them off to a place or have them moved over to wherever and then assemble it in place there. Versus the Capitol, which was not built like that and was a disaster. I'm glad it was put together properly, but it was not built smartly. So like the field I don't care about. It's all just going to lay down, right? But all this stuff is going to be built up. So like here's the main concourse. So the first thing you do is you built up to this level, right? So you've got frames with nothing in them. Just Technic brick latticing and making cubes all around the stadium. So like all along here, the second level, we can take a look. Yeah, so like starting here, you can see this concourse goes all the way across like that. So everything from here down, on this level, will be just a big old cube of support. And then I was thinking about mills, but I'm wondering if that's going to be too much, because then I'm building on top of that for the stadium or for the seats. But I mean, the only reason I would do a mills is if I was already, because mills is on a plate, it's not on a base plate. And having the field on a plate versus having a field on a base plate would be a lot better, because then it could attach a little better, and then you're not worried about a size discrepancy, because plates and base plates are, base plates are thinner. So yeah, I could do mills or at least just plates. The problem is the size. So so what is this going to be? These are $10 each, and if we do, those are 32 by 32. So if we did, can we do 4 by 8s? I think would probably be easiest division wise. Plate 4 by 8 at the top, right? Because 6 won't work, 12 won't work, 10 won't work. And then the lines would be flush, yeah. I mean, you could also, it could also be bricks. You could also do them in brick. The whole field as a laid down whole field of brick. Nice and smooth. Again, that would be very fragile. So if we did this, and what's this color? Just basic green. So we did this in green. And we need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So there's your $10 versus, I can probably get it for cheaper, $7. So there's that. And then, so we can do like a hybrid mills plate, because then these would be, this row would be gone. Come on. That row would be gone. That row would be gone. Because then you would have plates. And honestly, it's probably cheaper to do plates, I don't know, than tiles. Is it 17 cents, 20 cents? All right, so vaguely cheaper. And then so then you have to fill in this whole area with stuff. I can rotate that. Yeah, this is all like consideration stuff. The problem is this is really boring things that are not really good content or whatever, but at the same time it's like you got to figure it out. And then let's see, 2 by 8. Do these come in green? 12 cents. And then 2 by 4. Because I want to make this so it looks good, but you also don't want to like go broke. You also don't want it to be a pain to move or build. Don't want it rotated. Just want it duplicated. Okay. So how much does that cost? Still cheaper than a base plate. Look at that. Which I think is funny. But yeah, now the field is flush and you can do Technic brick. What's generally a Mills plate? I don't think it matters, but I think it's 1 by 8. Let's look it up. I haven't looked up a Mills definition in a long time. I think it just depends on what you're building, really. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so it's just 4, 4, and then the corners or whatever you want kind of thing, and you just leave gaps. The problem with using the base plate on the bottom still, first of all, it's expensive. You're basically doubling your cost. But if you use a base plate, like if we're looking at this, and everybody knows this, but your plate is thinner, and there's no way for me to really justify even attaching these two things. So the field has to become its own entity that this just sits next to. Because as soon as I start trying to attach it, it's gonna throw something off farther up. So it's either all plate or all base plate. So like even if I did the field here and I wanted something to attach over here, which you look at the soccer field, there's nothing. Like I could totally just leave it as all base plates. Or I could totally leave it as just this, right? You know, but I can't use both. Oh yeah, and then you can get bigger, like you can get bulk of like 8 by 16 plates or something. Because I've got like a bunch of these 8 by 16s in tan once from Lug Bulk, and so you could get a bunch of these. And I had them in gray and tan. There, you can get them for cheaper than $3, that's for sure. I think they're probably about $1 a plate right now, so you don't want to go too crazy, but by the same time. And then you would do Technic. Now the Optimum thing looked like it was there. Let's color those black. And then we just have bricks. And then this is literally like you just get the cheapest bulk of brick. And I've got like dark orange out the wazoo for some reason. I wanted to do a Beggar's Canyon mock that never saw the light of day. So I've got bags of this stuff. Got this really weird sensation that I wanted to go play Mass Effect after this. Like something hit just right. Like the lighting or the music, and I'm like, is that a 3? That is, that's weird. All right, 3. There we go. And then you litter the inside of this with that too. And it's going to be even more important because these are all different. So, I mean, I don't know. Probably end up running like, so Mills plates, I think the idea for Mills plates is that it's, so you have a very sturdy base, but also so you can run cabling through it. If you've got stuff that lights up, or you got train motors, or you've got electrical cables, it gives you kind of like literally a subsurface street, like an actual street where you can run piping and things like that. Yeah. What? Really? Is it like... I think it's actual plates. Like, I think you're ordering the plate. It says 100, yeah, so you get the pieces. Still, man, wow. I mean, that's a $10 plate. I don't know what these are. That seems a lot. So, like, I wouldn't need really this nonsense in here, but what I would probably need is bigger Technic bricks. Yeah, it's about 20, maybe. Like, if you could get lug bulk, which you're not supposed to sell lug bulk. But if you come across pick-a-brick walls or something like that, what is this? Not 10. 8. I'll do 8. Not even that. What am I thinking? This would be 28. So that is weird. Okay. But yeah, I would have these so they could be linked together. Man, I saw this great, I'm going to show you real quick. I saw this great method of linking plates together, but it was really like heavy-handed, but it did away with Technic pins and how they like can really stick together or be hard to move. So if you were to do, let's say we had another one of these. I'm getting really off track here, but it's I'm about done anyway for the night. Yeah, take it easy. I'm about ready to kill it too. So if you have this modified brick with this thing, right? And then you have, was that it? I don't think maybe it was that. So you have these, right? And then you've got plate modified. These guys. But yeah, these have to come up a plate. How did I do this? So I was doing this with the Beggar's Canyon model because I was tired of trying to get so many plates together with pins, but have them being held together. I think that. So there was this, and then a plate, and then another one of these. And then this would hook into that. So you'd have like one of these like this, and then this thing sitting over here like that. One of them was like this, though. So it kind of raised it up a little farther than you'd like, but did something like this. And so it would clip, and it was nice, and then it would easily come apart. So it would hold it, but it wasn't permanent. And then you just put plates on top of that. The problem was, as you can see, it's pretty parts intensive. It raises it up brick and a plate, so it's not like really great. All right, so there's that. Yeah, I think I'm done for the night. I've got some stuff to think about. I'm going to probably play around with this a little bit this weekend. I think I might take my laptop up with me and tool around with some stuff. This is a pretty big file, so I don't know how good my laptop will be. But yeah, I may rethink the whole cheese wedge thing. I may do some bricks. See how it goes. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Have a good weekend. If you can make it up to Bricks Colleen, it's free. Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 6 Saturday, 10 to 4 Sunday. I will not be streaming on Sunday or Saturday. I'm not going to do Twitch or YouTube or anything, but everybody take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your week and your weekend, and I'll talk to you next week sometime. Take it easy.